late for work.
9 o'clock, you're right.
You want to get rolling?
Call the meeting order. Would you do the roll call, please?
Yeah, I can. Will Metzinger,
Here.
Martin Vitek,
Late.
he's late. Tom Reamer,
Here.
James Schultz,
Here.
Thomas Trudeau.
Here. The approval of February 23rd, 2026 minutes. Is there any questions?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Tom Trudeau to approve.
I'll second it.
Second by Tom Reamer. Is there any corrections or discussion? Then they be approved as read. Approval of the agenda. Has everybody read the agenda that was attached? Is there any questions? Then we need a motion to approve.
Jim will make the motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second? Tom Reamer seconds it. Is there any further discussion? If not, the agenda is approved as presented. Here comes Marty now.
Nope.
Should we wait till he comes in?
You can go to public comment.
Okay, is there any public comments or anybody online that would like to speak?
Morning.
Morning.
Just because you were told me doesn't mean I remember it.
We have Dan and Erica online. That looks like all I'm seeing online.
There, that's it?
Yep.
Anybody got any public comments? Okay, if not, we'll close that part. And we'll go to the report of the highway commissioner.
All right, we'll start with employees. We're still looking for 2 full-time employees. Just give you a quick update. We had hired 1 employee in end of October, early November. We did terminate that employee due to safety issues. Went into a lot of details, but there was multiple safety issues. It wasn't gonna work out for us, so. So we are back to needing two full-time that would both work out of the Ashland shop in the winter months. Summer help, we usually get 4. We have 3 so far, so we're still looking for 1 more. Which we got, what, two returning, one new so far, and yeah, that's looking good. We had approved a part-time position last year. We did fill that. He started the first week of March. Younger guy named Dean Hallstrom is working out great. We wish we could have him more than the 16 hours a week. It's really handy to have him around. He's taking care of a lot of stuff for us.
How old is that guy?
This is 20.
Mid-20s.
I don't know, somewhere in that range.
Mid-20s.
Yeah.
Any interest in putting them on the full-time?
You know, he might have some issues that he couldn't get a CDL. Otherwise, yeah, he would be great, but I don't know that he would be able to get a CDL.
Yeah.
But he's a happy kid, real willing to work, do anything we ask of him. So he's a good kid. So working out well. So that's employees. Any questions on employee update? No.
How young do you go as
18.
far as the summer help?
18.
18.
Yeah, you go below 18. We've looked into it multiple times. They just legally they can't even hardly mow the lawn. I mean, it's really tough. So
Okay.
it'd be great because we have a lot of interest in under 18, but just not possible. Anything else? Otherwise, I'll move on to our works. Since we've met last, obviously we've spent a lot of time plowing some, but a lot of salt. We've had a lot of ice issues this winter. We do have a little bit of salt left, but we're pretty low. It was I wouldn't say it was an overly snowy winter, it just kind of seemed like a lot of ice events, so. With that, we've been cutting brush, we've GG south of Clam Lake, we're working on cutting that right away back, that's going good. We've been doing a lot of patching, we have multiple spots, everybody knows about Highway 13 south of Glidden there, that's almost a full-time job. Up through Ashland, our section from like Von Holden's east through town there, we spend a fair amount of time chasing some of them down, and County GG is not in real nice shape, that 6.5 mile piece that needs to be paved soon, so we spend a lot of time between them 3 parcels doing patching, so.
Or Highway 2 going to east is in really rough shape.
Yeah,
When's that scheduled to be done?
it's not like till 2030 or 31 or something,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, they'll get some trophies, I mean, especially you get that water that sits like, we patched it last week, and then I see over the weekend, right by the L&M to O'Reilly's, right there, there's just a hole, that's just, the water sits there and just blows that patch right out.
Something like that on the US highway is even goes through the city of Ashland. Who's responsible for that? The city is? The part that's in the city?
We are responsible for that section we're talking about. So the city is responsible from, I think, is it 29th, just west of the Sandburn Avenue light at the bottom of the hill by the, used to be a motel, I don't know, it's apartments now. And from there to basically the old railroad tracks by Von Holzen's is the city. And outside from the railroad tracks east is ours. So that is the worst section, that is our responsibility patch, so. Yep. Coming up, we're gonna be starting our spring work, pulling some shoulders, obviously we're gonna keep on patching. And be moving into some crack sealing and mastic. This summer we have some culvert work. I think we have four different culvert projects for Forest Service, which is good. It's probably $200,000+ worth of work for them coming up, so that's good for us. Any questions on what we're doing?
I have a question. When does the employee from Marengo that worked for the town of Marengo, when does he start being an Ashland County employee, or did he already start?
He has not. So our contract starts November 1. I need to sit down with Dan there's not an exec meeting scheduled, so I think we have to get that position approved through exec. I mean, it's basically the county board approved that contract, and then that contract was to hire that person, but I think it would need to go to exec for final approval to hire that, so the next. Dan.
No, we don't need to go exec because the county board approved it with the
Oh,
contract.
okay. Okay, I thought we had talked and you had thought it needed to go through exec, so, okay,
No, since the county board already approved it, we don't need to.
perfect.
So
Yeah,
does it not till November 1st then?
yeah, that's the plan as of today, yes. So yeah, I will get together with Dan and we need to figure out what we'll offer him as a package, being, so it's a little bit different than a new employee coming in my mind, so we'll have to talk about where that goes, so. But yeah,
Is there any questions for Matt?
also have, projects, the state highway projects, State Highway 13. We had a pre-con on that last week with DOT. That is started now. They started cutting the trees around some of the culvert work that needs to be done. So they have a big processor machine, feller buncher, I think, laying that wood down, which I believe it has to be on DOT projects, you can't cut any trees after April 15th, so they're working to get that done before that time period. But yeah, otherwise they plan to start, I believe on the 27th is when they plan to start the road work itself, to cutting and changing all them pipes out, so. State Highway 77 is gonna get work done. That they have not had a pre-con on it yet. I think that's come. I don't know if that one hasn't been scheduled yet, but I believe soon. I do see the city of Mellon has a contractor replacing some water valves through town there past Dusty's in that area. They're doing some work ahead of the project. County work, the McCarthy Creek Bridge. I have a pre-con in that in early May. I assume the contractor will be getting started shortly after to replace that bridge. You know, I don't have the exact dates, but I'm guessing GG will be closed down there for probably the month of June, is what my guess is. And then we have County M and County GG, but I have them under discussion items, so we'll talk about them here shortly. That's the main projects for this year. Questions, comments?
Yeah, I guess we'll move on to discussion action items. County Trunk M asphalt bid.
So the County Trunk M asphalt bid came in. It was about 105,000 over what we had budgeted for. Not sure exactly. Some of it was increased cost in asphalt. I don't know if I underestimated a little bit also. So that did come in a bit over. The good news is I got my seal coat numbers back in at the end on Friday. So them both come in well under budget. So on GG, it looks like I have estimated savings of about 92,000. And County N estimated savings of about 82,000 from my budget dollars. So you know, we have plenty within that to transfer some of the money from them projects to M if needed. Also in discussions with Northwoods, which they were the low and only bidder on County M, which is normal. I mean, we only have the one contractor. I had some dollars in there for wedging, and they feel that number is too much. We don't need that number really. So we anticipate we could probably trim that down by about 50,000. So that puts us that 50 to 60,000 over, but we have, you know, 175,000 savings on them other two projects. So, being that it's, over our budgeted number, if they come in under, I generally just sign the contract, but being it's over budget, I wanted concurrence from the committee to move forward with the County M paving project.
Any discussion or questions from the committee? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Also,
Marty made a motion,
I'll second it.
seconded by Tom Reamer. No further discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Right.
I have a question.
Sure.
What are you gonna do with the extra money that was budgeted that we're not going to spend?
So that basically, well, if you remember, the McCarthy Bridge came in a little bit over budget, so that some of that'll be trimmed. That's money in our improvement fund that just stays there.
Non-lapsing?
It's non-lapsing. It stays in our improvement fund. We also have, hopefully, we're gonna talk about it here in a minute, the GG project, which we'll bid this year. Who knows where that could come over budget too. We might need all of that or more even with that project. It's hard to know at this point, I guess. But yeah, it is non-lapsing fund.
Moving on. Did we talk about County GG project?
Nope, that's next. So if you remember from our previous discussions, the GG project was supposed to bid in March, which the feds had not yet released the funds, so it could not go out to bid. They just released the funds now last week, and DOT wants to put this out to bid in June. I had this discussion with Northwoods Paving on this also. You know, what their thought was on, should we bid it in June for a fall project, or should we kick it out to October for a 2027 project? And they feel would be beneficial to bid it yet this year. Next year, they have a pretty full plate around the area with DOT projects that are on the docket already. Who knows what, fuel prices between now and then could go up or down. But they feel their schedule this year, they're not all the way booked yet. So they feel we would do as well to bid it out this year. And then along with that road it's not very nice. It didn't come through winter very well. It has a lot of patching that needs to be done. If we kick it out for another year, I mean, next year it's gonna just get worse and really eat up a lot more patch material. So just wanted concerns from the committee. My recommendation is to go with the June let for a project this year, but that you guys can help me out with that decision.
The miles on this was,
6.5,
and it's the flat grant is for how many million?
about 2 million.
Okay,
Yeah. It pays 100% if it comes within that dollar amount, over the dollar amount we have to pay.
right.
So,
Is there any questions for Matt? If not, what does the committee feel? Is there a motion?
Jim will make the motion to approve GG project.
Letting it out in June?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. I'll second it.
seconded by Marty. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose, motion carried.
thank you.
Next item is county bridge aid.
County Bridge Aid. So we've been talking about this issue for a while. I've been in contact with the towns. As of today, I have 7 of Village of Butternut is involved. They elected to be involved. So there's 13 towns, 1 village. 7 of them have said yes to the bridge aid. I have a meeting to go to Jingles next week and Marengo next week. I need to reach out again to some of the others. I have a couple times and I haven't got a response yet. So I need to I asked to go to their March, April meetings and I haven't got a response yet. So I need to do a little bit more work to reach out to them. So with that, I mean, it's up to the committee. Do you want to wait again till the May meeting to see if I can get contact, or do you want to make a decision at this point whether to move forward or not? I mean, we're at 50-50 right now. So I mean, I can see us waiting to get more of the towns.
Are there bridges in La Pointe?
They have 1 bridge.
They
have it right by the marina there, and it's not that far off from replacement, so it would be a benefit to them, but they pay a lot of money toward it too, so.
Is this a matter of them being opposed to it or just not getting around to it yet?
I think it's just not getting around, or didn't answer my emails, I guess I don't know where they stand on for or against. I could see the point being against it. The rest, I think, might support it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jingles is on the fence, I know.
We're having a meeting all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I will attend that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's nobody pounding on your desk or anything like that?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
If they approve it, then it goes to the county board.
if your committee has to approve it, all we're asking for the towns is their opinion. For you guys to make a decision.
But once,
So-
if they decided to go to the county board and it gets passed, they can't get out of it.
No, it's county board decision. Essentially, and all the towns are in.
How much is each town going to be paying, or how does that work for them?
I didn't have that in the packet. We had it last month. I had it.
Right, but is it different for each town?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah. Yep,
that could be a reason.
You know,
why some-
most of it's in that, 10 to 13, 14 cents a thousand. So,
Okay,
you know, they're all fairly close, what
Right.
what would add to their tax bill.
I wonder if. Like I say, I know Agenda
Yeah,
talked about it, I'm surprised they haven't answered that.
yeah,
yet.
they haven't given me an answer.
I think they have a meeting coming up here.
Okay, yeah, I'll get a hold of them.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Which, you know,
They have what,
they usually,
next Wednesday.
okay, they're usually good about answering, so yeah, they just
Yeah.
haven't, but,
I'm pretty sure we're gonna work before it.
okay.
And didn't you say that there's only like 5, 6 counties in the whole state that don't
Yeah.
have this?
It's very few counties in the whole state
So
that don't
that's,
have it, yeah.
tells you something right there.
Yeah. And, you know, there's, you know, as a county, there's not a lot of benefit to it, other than, you know, if our department would get some of the culvert work, that's a benefit to us, but otherwise, it's not. But to the towns, it's one of the biggest questions I get from the town. Is there any funding for culverts? And, you know, they can't raise their levies very easily, and this is one way to help them out. So,
I think it would be a good idea to wait until bring it up at the May meeting, because then you'll have had time to talk to the different
hopefully
towns.
we get a few more on board, yeah.
So is there a motion to pass it on to the next May meeting?
Also,
Is there a second?
second.
Tom Bremer made the motion, seconded by Tom Trudeau. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Right.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Is there anything for the comprehensive plan update?
So I do not have anything. I haven't heard anything on the transportation portion of that yet. I don't know where we're at.
Yeah, I had gotten an email yesterday from Northwest Regional Planning saying that 3 of the board members had already submitted their stuff. I'm kind of surprised because I submitted my stuff 2 weeks ago, but it might have got hung up. I'll ask zoning, because they said they didn't have any changes, and I thought they were gonna forward it, and if I have to forward it, I can do it. There's the meeting that was for last week got canceled because wasn't gonna be there. So I would assume we'll have a meeting in June or so, but.
Is there anything else that needs to be brought up? I just have one thing that it would be helpful if we could get Marcy to call and let us know when we're having a committee meeting. Because we're all older and we forget. So if, you know, if she could do that, I
You
think.
can forget a lot.
Well, I just, you know, sometimes you don't get it on, you know, on the website, you know, you don't pick it up, but I think just kind of a reminder. If you could do that,
When do you want that to happen?
when do you want that to happen?
A
We
week
usually
before,
post it on Tuesday before the meeting.
Yeah,
Is
maybe
that
like-
early enough?
the week before,
yeah,
should be good.
yeah,
Do
okay,
it, yep.
Because county clerk's office already does it for like the board meetings.
yep, they do.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
Sure.
so if you could do that. Is there anything that needs to be brought up before we go to recognizing the committee members? If not, we'll move on. Let's talk about recognizing the committee.
Yeah, so. So we have two committee members, one that are moving on, so. I would like to say thank you to both of you. Marty had how many years of service here?
I don't know.
Quite a few.
It was, overall, it was 10 years. so,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate working with you and it's been really good.
It was fun.
Oh.
Thanks.
Tom was just as much thanks, a little shorter run. We only had a
Oh,
2-year term.
Years.
Yeah, but you were helpful to me on the committee and it's been good to work with you. I appreciate it and I'd like to say thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it and learned some stuff.
And as far as the rest of the committee, I mean, you guys are re-elected. I look forward to you being elected to my committee, our committee, a highway committee again. I don't know, how that will go at your. How does that work at reorg next weekend? Next week, does that get
Well,
elected or does it?
It's elected, and with 6 new members, I would meet and greet them when you get into the boardroom. Because I don't know most of them either, but being that they will have a vote in this, it would be a smart idea to go up and say hello. And
So the elected committees get picked next week.
I believe that's right, Dan, right? It should be at the reorg meeting.
24th.
Yeah, yes, we're electing, exec and highway. And we're doing appointments for planning, HHS and joint dispatch.
And good, thank you, Dan.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, I mean, thank you for your service the last 2 years. I hope to see you again after the reorg. Yeah.
As chairman of the committee, I think it's my place to go ahead and congratulate the 2 people retiring, kinda. And they are very knowledgeable, both of them. We're gonna miss them. And I don't think they've missed a meeting since they've been on the committee, which is, I've been on some committees where, there's 2-3 people missing. We can't even have a quorum. So I think they're very knowledgeable and I think they should be commended on their service to the county. And as far as the other members of the committee, including myself, I would like to be reelected, and I think both other members would also that aren't being imposed. So thanks again.
Thank you. Anybody else wanna say anything?
I would like to say that the one thing I will always remember is the day that Bruce and Matt showed us how they determined down on GP, how they determined the frost.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I never.
Yeah,
would
that
have
was
guessed
pretty
that.
interesting.
We're checking them right now. They might be gone, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't heard yet.
The road band is off now.
No,
Oh, it's still
no,
on.
there's,
Well, you'll know when it comes off because Enbridge is just waiting for that to come off.
no, there, as of Friday, well, the 2 ones to the north were out of frost. The 3 to the south has still had 20 to 30 inches down, like 30 to 60, some of them, but with the rain and the warm over the weekend, I expect that's reduced. I don't know if it'll be quite gone, and then generally when it's gone, we wait 2 weeks. That doesn't mean it's gone everywhere, shady spots, whatever. So I'm anticipating that week of the 27th through the 30th to remove the road bans.
If we get all this rain, now it's gonna be
Oh, yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. We need that 2-week period.
Yeah.
The first.
You know who doesn't mind the road bans at the moment? The loggers, because they didn't want to pay $5 a gallon in diesel.
Oh, gosh.
I've had a couple loggers tell me, maybe a blessing in disguise to have the road ban. I mean, who can afford $5 a gallon of diesel?
5 something.
Yeah.
It's not $5.
So,
I wanna have to have my injectors checked because it's burning pretty rich.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Moving on. Future agenda items.
So next month, I anticipate we'll have a meeting. We'll have to do a reorg here, you know, elect a chairman and a vice chair. And then also the county bridge aid will be back on the agenda. If you guys want to talk about having a field day, if you will, a tour, we can put that on the agenda.
What day are you kind of talking about for the next meeting?
May 11th,
Monday, May 11th?
second Monday of May.
Okay. I had mentioned before, now we don't know who's gonna be on the committee. But they had done a lot of work on Madeline Island. And I wonder if we could work out something, go seeing what is actually been done and if there's any projects that are still need to be done. And have the committee go and just kind of invite the rest of the county board, but there'd be a question whether they get paid or not. I would say that if they want to come, you know,
Right.
but they're not getting paid, you know, because I don't want to go ahead and burden the county with, 21 members coming out and taking a look at it. But if there was some other place that you also had that you would like to show us, and then if there's not enough, then we just won't do it. Or maybe we could defer until fall or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally up to you. We can go north. We can look at some of the stuff, through Ashland. County A, we can take a look at that. That's gonna be coming up for repaving in a couple of years. And then go out to the island and look at not only the roadway, but then also the riprap projects that it won't be, they'll be completed in June. But I mean, it's essentially complete right now, except for a little touch up and plant the grass. That's all that's left. So the rock work is all done, so we could see. Basically, what you want to look at is all ready to look at out there, so.
So we'll leave that up to the new committee, but does that seem that the rest of the county board members don't get paid? Is that, or?
Yeah, it just says no bearing on you guys at all. The 11th, I won't be, I'm in Quantico. The 11th, so. But that doesn't make any difference to you guys.
Are there any cheaper ferry rates, like off season, do you know, or is that
Probably
even
not.
something to?
The town will get you whatever they
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Oh, no mercy.
But
They paid 17 million for the ferry service, so.
The ferry's freight rate is probably going up.
yeah,
Fuel,
Yeah,
they burn a lot of fuel.
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Bart has been good in the past years about, they haven't charged us for a bus to
Maybe we could take
take us
two.
around.
No,
But yeah, I'm willing
Well-
if the committee would like, so.
I think it was good to have the representatives get invited, and if we decide to do that, but I'll leave it up to the new committee.
Yeah, and we'll have a new committee. There'll obviously be at least 2 new members, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Everybody to have a chance to visit and see what we do and where.
Is there anything else that could be added to the next agenda that needs to be brought up, other than what we've talked about? Well, if we got maybe 4 or 5 new members, maybe we could do another tour of the place.
Yeah.
If there's that many, I don't know.
Sure.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, we can do a tour of the facility too.
Yeah, if we'll see
Mhm.
down the road. I thought that was worthwhile,
Sure.
but we can talk about that next meeting if
Yeah.
we want to. And then we could even invite the rest of the county board too, because, we could say we're going to tour the place on this date. If you want to be there, you come.
Be nice. I mean, we're gonna need some numbers, so I make sure I have a big enough vehicle.
No, just a
Oh,
tour
the tour,
of the place.
tour of the shop, yeah, yep, yeah, no, they'd be
Yeah,
welcome.
just say we're going to tour the shop on this date. We're letting you know if anybody wants to drive down there and.
Appreciate any chance to show any board members around and see what we have, what we do, where we do it, so.
Okay, we already scheduled the next meeting date to the 11th of May. Is there anything else that needs to be brought up? If not. Their motion to adjourn? Jim,
Jim will make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Tom Reamer made a motion, Jim Schultz made a motion, second by Tom Reamer to adjourn. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion done. Motion's closed.